Alrighty, good evening. My name is Tylane, and thank you guys for tuning in with me. This is Tylane Ducksworth Reviews. Today, I'm going to be vulnerable and discuss a topic that is near and dear to my heart. I hope I don't cry during this video. I'm having a bad day, you guys. I don't want to say a bad day, but it's not one of my best days. In this video, I just want to take the time to share some of my real life experiences. And one of them is something I have been wrestling with about coming to social media because it's so personal and I'm new to all of this. Today, I want to talk with you guys about living with hidradenitis suppurativa. Sorry about that. Medical terms get you. Some people pronounce it as hidradenitis suppurativa or hidradenitis suppurativa. It is a painful chronic skin condition, somewhat autoimmune, because my immune system is what they would call overactive, so it fights itself. It has taken me a long time to come to you guys to discuss about dealing with this chronic disease and how the impact it has on my life every single day. There are days where you just don't want to get out of bed. It's hard. That's what I'll say. It's hard. I'm gonna share my inner thoughts with you guys, my inner feelings. I hope my journey can help spread awareness and make others feel less alone. Trigger warning. This video includes real life photos of hidradenitis suppurativa symptoms, including skin wounds and scarring. So I'll be showing you guys some pictures of myself. I will alert you again before I show them. If you can, please view with care. I will put up the trigger warnings image, and I will repeat this again while the trigger warning image is visible, and I will wait a few seconds before we go into the images. Let's talk about the struggles of living with hidradenitis suppurativa. And this is my truth. So I got diagnosed with hidradenitis, which is spelled Hidradenitis, and then the second word, suppurativa, is Suppurativa, if you want to go look it up for yourself. I'll be using the abbreviation, it is called HS, throughout the remainder of this video. So back in 2015, I started noticing these fluid-filled bumps. It was like you get boils, but they were more like if you tried to squeeze them, they would like pop on the inside of the skin. You could literally hear it pop. So that really scared me. Now that wasn't all. Some of them, which you shouldn't squeeze your bumps. Let me just start by saying that. You should not be squeezing your bumps. But the other ones were, you would squeeze them and they would drain, and then they would build up scar tissue and they would come back again. I'm one of those people that I don't wait to go to the doctor. If I notice something or feel something is off with my body, I'm going to the doctor immediately. So anyway, I have a little bit of a medical background. When I was diagnosed with this, I was 35. So anyway, to make a long story short, I went to see my primary care manager immediately, and they told me that they suspected it, that it was HS, but they wanted to refer me to a dermatologist. So I went to see a dermatologist, and by golly, that's what it was. It was HS. They explained to me that it was a chronic illness and that there is no cure for it. Because I was of childbearing age, and that's a whole nother video. I will go into detail because I also have two other chronic illnesses. One of them being polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is called PCOS. So I have been married for 15 years now, and it has been very difficult with trying to conceive and get pregnant. That's a whole nother conversation. So back to the HS. I'm sorry. I'm not crying yet, but I don't want no tears to fall out. I'm sorry, guys. So back to the hidradenitis suppurativa, HS. My life changed. I lost my train of thought, so I'm just gonna move on. My life changed. Oh, because I was a childbearing age. Sorry about that. Because I was a childbearing age, they wanted to put me on a medication called isotretinoin. But you have to literally sign paperwork that you will not get pregnant on that medication, and you will use 2 forms of birth control if you choose to get on that medication, because the infant risks are extremely high and dangerous. That medication can be detrimental to a fetus, a baby, while it's growing inside of you. You have to sign paperwork, because if you do get pregnant, you have to agree to medically terminate the pregnancy because of taking that medication. I was honest with them and let them know, hey, I do want to be a mom. That's something I really want. But right now, with all these other issues going on, I need to focus on becoming healthy. So we did the isotretinoin for about a month, and then they took me off of it because I don't really feel too comfortable with staying on this medication. They decided to put me on a medication. It's a biologic. I know you guys have probably seen the commercials, and that medication is called Humira. So basically, like I said, my life changed. Everything changed. I went from being this independent, strong-willed woman, very health conscious, outgoing person. I'm one of those people, I'll go and sit and go out to dinner by myself. My husband, but he works, and I work, of course. But for me, that is a challenge nowadays. Because my husband works so much, during that time I would go sit and have me, I was the margarita queen, baby. I would go sit and have me a margarita after work, and I made sure that he had dinner, but I would go and just go have me some me time. That was my time. I would go to the movies by myself. The bookstore, I'm just one of the people, I go by myself. I don't have to have my husband with me everywhere or no females with me. I am a Pisces. I am extroverted, but I'm very much introverted. It's weird because for the longest time, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I didn't know you could be both. And I am very much both. But anyway, I became isolated. And with that isolation, I became depressed. I'm talking about severely depressed, severe anxiety. There were times I had to literally pull over on the side of the road and call the ambulance because I would go into these panic attacks. And at the time, I didn't know. I literally thought the first time it happened that I was having a heart attack. I was driving, my heart started racing. My mind was my thoughts were going just 100 miles a second, a minute. And I lost feelings in my legs, in my feet. Now, mind you, I'm driving. In my hands. By the grace of God, I managed to pull over. And during that time, I was commuting. Anyway, it happened on multiple occasions till it got to the point to where I had to, in addition to the HS with the anxiety, I had to literally I had to go on a leave of absence. And then from that, I had to take some time off. Because at that time, when it first flared up, my body was a mess. And also just dealing with the severe depression and anxiety, the lack of motivation to get dressed, do household chores, anything like that. Now I'm still dealing with that a lot. I've been so isolated. I started a YouTube channel, and that's what brings me to you guys. And I did it initially as a hobby. I've only been doing this for about 3 months. I only have about 6 videos out, and it is a learning process, to say the least. I actually have a video on here about starting YouTube is hard. It's not as simple as just getting on camera, recording yourself, and posting a video. It's not that easy. It's a whole lot to it. But anyway, as of today, I work from home remotely, and I still work full time. But because of HS and the other 2 diseases that I'm dealing with, I miss more work than I care to miss. I do have FMLA, which basically protects your job when you're dealing with a chronic health illness. So as I was saying, pretty much with me being so isolated, I got into YouTube. And honestly, the thing I enjoy is getting made up to get on camera to do YouTube videos, because it is so hard just to get around some days. But as a new content creator, I feel really lost, and I invested money. So outside of my desktop, I have 2 laptops. So I invested in this desktop before I started YouTube. And it's probably about a year old. But when I invested in this, it was to be able to do, because I've been desiring to do YouTube for about 3 years. I have been desiring to do it, talking about it, saying I wanted to do it, but I didn't know if I had what it took, just honestly speaking. And so I invested in the desktop. Anyway, it only has an internal graphics card. It does have 16 gigabytes of RAM, but only a graphics card. So I am going to have to get another desktop eventually, not right now. But when I was talking about getting out of bed, the physical agony, the physical pain dealing with HS is brutal. The emotional pain, isolation, depression, anxiety is next level as well. But I do have a support system. I start therapy again this July. I already have an appointment made, but those type of appointments are booked out so bad, unless you're in crisis, of course. So I will start back therapy in July. In the meantime, I read, I do affirmations, I do a lot of reading, and I just surround myself with people who love and support me. My husband is my #1 fan, I have to say. As much as he works, he does his thing. So I'm very grateful and appreciative for that. And my mom is a soldier. My mom is 3,000 miles away from me, but that's my baby. That's my ride or die. That's my right or wrong, thick and thin. She gonna let me know what's up. She is going to correct me if needs to be corrected, but she will always have my back. Anyway, like I was saying, just dealing with the symptoms of the physical pain, the emotional pain, the lack of energy, all affecting trying to be creative to do this. And then in the process of trying to do this, I have experience. That's why I mentioned the graphics card. I have mentioned the technical struggles have been insane, but I have pushed my way through it. I'm actually in OBS studio right now, and today I will be showing you guys graphic pictures. I don't want to say graphic pictures. I'll be showing you guys images, medical images, and they are for educational purposes, and just trying to share my journey with you guys. But I have to learn how to do that, and how to do like video capture, using a media source. I learned all this. So I'm getting the tech stuff. I'm getting it. Slowly but surely, but I'm getting it. But anyway, as I was saying, I've just been feeling lost. Just today I woke up and I was feeling so down. And I was sitting here thinking everything I was going through, and I started just thinking about the daily struggle of everything. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should share my story. But at the same time, it's, oh, do I want to get too personal with people that I don't know? But that's the whole reason for being here. One of the reasons. Even with everything that's been stacked up against me, I still choose to get on camera and speak my truth. So that's what I'm doing. So let's get into why we're really here. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to edit a lot of this out because all of that was irrelevant, some of it anyway. Living with hidradenitis suppurativa is isolating. Some days I don't even have the energy to get dressed, clean my house. It's hard to explain because it's not just the physical pain, it's the mental anguish, the mental toll that dealing with a disease and an illness like this takes on you. I feel, what's the word? I feel trapped. I don't know if anybody knows how that feels, but to feel trapped in your body. And I was even questioning God, why would you make me like this? Why am I like this? Even to the PCOS. All of my cousins that are in my generation are moms now. And my sister is a mom. And my older cousins that now have children that are of age, they now have families of their own. And I still have no children. So I have to look and deal with the fact that out of all of my grandmother, who's no longer here, rests her soul, out of all of her grandchildren, I'm the only female in the family has not been able to conceive a child on my own. And that hurts. That is gut wrenching. And for the longest time, I beat myself up. If I can't be a mom, then I shouldn't be a woman. But then throughout my journey and throughout life, I have learned that as important as being a mom, it doesn't identify me. And that even though I have not been able to conceive, I'm still a whole woman, because for the longest I did not feel whole. And there are still days like today where I don't feel whole. The one thing that gives me joy is getting in front of this camera. And this has been a journey in itself. And I am learning this day by day. It has been an extreme challenge. When I tell you it has been hard, but I'm still here. So me getting made up a little bit and showing up here, even when I feel broken inside, it reminds me that I am so much more than my illnesses. And as a new content creator, sometimes I feel completely lost. Like I said earlier, my equipment isn't the best. I'll say I have 6 videos. They have 27 views, and nobody's liking my videos. Nobody. So my videos are not being seen, I would say, are not always being seen. But being here, sharing this with you makes me feel a little less alone. It really does. Because I'm in this big state, far away from my family. It's just my husband and I. My stepdaughter's here, my in-laws are here, but my husband has a really small family. And they have kids in their own lives. And I'm pretty much alone since I work from home now. I'm alone all the time. But actually, I like being alone. I don't like being alone all the time. Or maybe it's that I've just gotten used to being by myself. But I do miss that lady, that girl that used to, I'm a woman now, miss that woman rather, that would just get up, get dressed, go get my nails done, go spend a day, go get a massage, go have some brunch, and just kick it with myself. Go walk through the mall or go take me a walk in the park. Go to Barnes, well, they used to have Barnes and Nobles, now everything is available online. And I miss that. I miss going out with family. They like to go shoot pool. And I miss going out to do that. When my skin is broken out, and I'll go into detail, I'm going to show you guys. I don't want to be out in public. Let me wrap this up because this video is becoming way longer than what I want it to be. And I'm probably going to have to go through and cut a lot of stuff out because I did not plan on this video being this long. So I will stick to the meat and potatoes. But right now, this is a venting session for me. It's able for me to get it out. And once it's out there, and it helps. It's just like if you are dealing with something and you write it on paper and then you throw it away. So I'll just leave the meat and potatoes in the video. So anyway, as I was saying, but I'm really happy that I'm able to be here with you guys and share this. And it honestly does make me feel a little less alone. Now I'm going to go ahead and I will fill you guys in on the documented medical information, or should I say the medical definition of what H is and how it impacts the body. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my pictures. And I will go ahead back to what I was saying earlier, that this is a trigger warning coming. This video includes real photos of my HS symptoms, the wounds that I have, and the scarring. Please view with care. And as I stated before, I hope my journey can help spread awareness and make others feel less alone. So just a moment. Alrighty, so this is sensitive content. This video may contain graphic or violent content. If you know that you'll be triggered by any of this, or it will make you feel uncomfortable or mess with your mental in any way, please click off at this time, or step away or walk away and come back in a few minutes, please. Or if you know that you just can't handle it, then just please click off altogether. And thank you for chilling with Tylene Ducksworth Reviews. So just one moment. Alrighty. Those pics are still hard to look at. They really are. But as I was stating, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys, and you can look it up on your own, but I will go ahead and give you guys the medical definition of hidradenitis suppurativa and how it affects my body on a daily, actually. So as I stated earlier, HS is a chronic illness, and it's a chronic skin condition that affects the hair follicles and sweat glands, particularly in areas where skin rubs together. But your skin doesn't have to rub together because there are small people. Now, I'm not big. I'm a thickum, but I'm not, no offense to anybody, I'm not obese. So please, I hope I didn't offend anybody because I love everybody. So it's a skin condition that affects the hair follicles and sweat glands, particularly in areas where skin rubs together, such as the armpits, groin, buttocks, and under the breast. It's sometimes referred to as acne inversa due to its resemblance to severe acne. But HS is a different condition, a different animal altogether. For me, it is the inflammation, the constant pain, the open wounds, the sores all over my body. My problem areas, as you saw in the photos, my face, my groin area, buttocks, and my pelvic, and unfortunately my vaginal regions, which I did not show that. And it, from what the dermatology told me, basically is blockage and inflammation of hair follicles and sweat glands lead to the formation of the painful bumps or abscesses under the skin, and they rupture and leak pus. And I'm fortunate enough, thank God, that even though I'm not going to say just because of me, where they have created foul smelling drainage, but that's not a norm for me. They do drain, but for me, the foul smelling is not a norm. Now, to try to help me with this, I take multivitamins, I take zinc, which is supposed to help with it, as well as turmeric is really good, and that has been very helpful. I also have to use what do you call that stuff? Kind of like iodine, but it's not iodine. It's called Hibiclens. I use Hibiclens every other day to shower and bathe with. When I tell you the products are expensive, because I can't use anything regular anymore. So I have to use a specific deodorant. I can't use anything with perfume or fragrance in it. Nothing. Nada. No lotions with no smell goods. Nothing. So I have to use a body wash. I have to use a specific lotion. I use a body balm, actually not lotion, but all in the same family. What you bathe with as far as a towel versus sponges are more cleaner actually. And you have to make sure you stay very clean. No tight clothing at all. I wear a lot of loose. I know you guys can see like this. I got this from Rihanna, a Fenty onesie. I love it. It's amazing, but it's very loose. So that helps. But pretty much over time, basically, the skin becomes scarred and tunnels and sinus tracts can form underneath the skin, basically leading to our recurring flare-ups. For me, it's not like that. That's one of the issues that I have. As you can see, my skin has improved a lot, and I don't actually have on makeup. I have lotion on my face, but not makeup. I put on some eyeliner and lipstick rather. And I think I put some mascara on, but I don't have any makeup on my face. So I don't know if you guys can see, it has improved. But for me, it's the inflammation and right now under here, my neck is swollen. And I have you can't see it like the pictures I showed, but if you touch, I have probably about 28 boils, abscesses that are underneath the skin that just touching them hurts, is very painful. So even though they're not open, they're protruding through my skin a little bit in certain areas, but it's very sensitive there. And for me, like I said, I could deal with this. I told my dermatologist if it happened 3-4 times a year, but mine seemed to last year round. They'll ease up, and now I'm on a medication called Cosentyx. What I find that Cosentyx has been doing for me, and including with the constantly cleaning, the using the Hibiclens, the creams and things that they provide, what it does is it keeps it from getting the way that it was in those pictures. But it has not slowed down the frequency of the flare-ups. I still get them on a regular basis, and normally they supposed to go away. Mine doesn't work like that. That's another thing that irritates the hell out of me. But pretty much symptoms of HS, like I said, are painful lumps or abscesses which may burst and leak pus, swollen red and inflamed areas of skin, tunnels, sinus tracts that form between abscess under the skin, and thickening of the skin and scarring from draining fluid, frequent flare-ups. And that may not apply to everybody, but unfortunately that applies to me, especially during heat or sweating. Now, I think that varies because, like I said, I live in Washington State. When I go home to Louisiana, where it is hot and humid, my flare-ups tend to go away when I'm at home. So everybody's body works differently. How HS affects the body. Pain and discomfort. The abscesses and lumps can cause significant physical pain. Like I said, especially during flare-ups, the pain can be so intense that it affects daily activities, including movement and sleeping. I'm a witness to that. The emotional impact, the visible signs, the scarring, the physical. When that was going on, those pictures, which was a few months ago, they were worse than that when I got diagnosed. But a few months ago, those there, I wouldn't leave my house. I wouldn't even go outside. I would take my dog to use the bathroom, but I would make sure I go right outside in front, let her do her thing and cleanliness and bring her back in. I always wear a hoodie, a mask so people can't see. So like I said, the visible signs of HS, such as the scars, the lumps, it can cause embarrassment. And it leads you to what I'm dealing with is social isolation, severe social anxiety, low self-esteem. It can also contribute to mental health challenges. I will repeat over and over again, anxiety and depression, the physical mobility, if the affected areas are in places like the armpits, under your arms or your groin area, that can severely limit a person's ability to move freely or perform basic activities like lifting your arms or walking comfortably. Increased risk of infection. Since the skin is frequently broken and open during flare-ups, it can increase the risk of secondary bacterial infections, which may require additional medical treatment. Chronicity. HS is a long-term chronic illness with periods of flare-ups and remission. I have not been able to go into remission, unfortunately. I did go into remission at one time, actually, so I take that back. And I went into remission for 2 years when I was on Humira, but they changed my medicine, and I don't want to go into that tangent right now because that was an insurance nightmare. Anyway, they changed my medicine because of insurance. Somebody's talking about the pharmacology was changed. So they changed my medicine and they put me on Stelara. My body did not react to Stelara and it went into overdrive of flare-ups. My immune system went haywire. And they tried to put me back on Humira and my body was like, oh, I know you. I can beat you now. You're not working no more. So then they sent me to the cancer center to start going through where you sit and they give you IV medication boluses over a certain amount of time. I can't think of the medicine at the top of my head right now. But some people that watch this may be familiar with it, but they were going to do that. And then I had a severe allergic reaction that didn't work out. So then they temporarily, until they knew that Cosentyx was in the process of being approved for HS. So they asked me to consider taking somewhat antibiotic medication called Dapsone, and I took that for about 1.5 years to try to control the flare-ups, which didn't work out until they were able to put me on Cosentyx. So now I'm probably about 9 months into being on Cosentyx. And like I said, it hasn't put me into remission, but it has helped. Initially, it didn't. I've just started seeing the effects of it. So it didn't put me into remission, but it has kept me from going back to where it was when it originally was. And I can't show those photos here on YouTube. Those are really graphic, even with the trigger warning. So I cannot show those. So as I said, currently there is no cure. So management involves reducing symptoms and preventing new flare-ups. And that's what I want to say. Cosentyx is not preventing new flare-ups. It's just preventing the level that the flare-ups would get to for me. So if you're out here living with a chronic illness, please hear me good. You are not lazy. You are not broken. And you are not alone. And I have to take the small wins. Like I said, it's still consistent, but it's not bad as it used to be. But it is still very bad. In addition to my other 2 illnesses, which I will talk about in another video, because then this video will be extremely long. And right now we're going on at about 45 minutes, but I'm going to cut a lot of this out because I didn't intend on going 45 minutes. This was supposed to be like a 10-minute video. So I'm going to try to get it down as low as I can. And hopefully you guys still get all the points I was here to make. And just know that your small wins matter. They add up. And even if the world doesn't always see your fight, I see you. and I want you to see me. Thank you for listening to my story today. If you're struggling too, please drop a comment. Let's build a community where we lift each other up, even on the hardest days. And until next time, stay strong. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Please give me your feedback. Let me know what I need to improve on. And this is Tylane Ducksworth Reviews, and I'm out. Take care of yourself and love each other.